You know, throughout the fishing season, we shoot a ton of footage out there, and a lot of times we catch too many fish for one show. So instead of having all that extra footage that you don't get to see, my producer man takes all that extra footage, puts it into one show at the end of the season, and we call it Bits and Bites. Here it is, and I hope you like it. And what's this river here?
The name of it is the Pithlichus Cody.
Pithlichus Cody.
Yep. Everybody just calls it the Cody.
Where's all the rock start?
There's a lot of rock just north of the river here, but it's isolated. It's like this. You know, you got patches of it. It's not spread out. Once you get north of Hudson, it's, I mean, you could be a mile offshore and, you know, there could be a rock as big as this boat.
There's your chart.
Yeah, that's much.
Look at that.
You know, the one thing I know, the first thing I noticed when I pulled it on, it's got all the channel markers. That's
That's a really good chart.
Yeah, that's the one thing we never had.
I'd like to see Louisiana this clear one time.
No.
Just one time.
The first few times we went out there, it was like that. Yeah, you can see him out there now. They're over that white stuff. Bunch of mullet up there too.
There he is.
Yep. I knew one of them wasn't a mullet. That was a red. That's him. That was him too.
That was him.
Yep.
Yep. Let's figure out what that is.
Looks like another one with him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he spun off of that. Oh, he darted back across. Not a bad little red.
Yeah.
There's a, what's that? Almost look like a little snook.
It had lines on it.
Yeah, that's what it's either a sheephead or a snook.
Not a super giant. It's a long, skinny one though.
Yeah.
His tail all lit up.
Yep. Got pale he is. Oh, you didn't get him in the eye. He's good. Right in the cheek.
Let me get the pliers on him. Where are the pliers? Right there. Cool.
Pretty fish.
Pretty
He'd be
little redfish.
a little short for a tournament.
Yeah.
He's all
Hey,
washed
if you
out
ain't
over
got,
it.
if you didn't have one in the box and you caught that one 20 minutes left to go,
We'd be happy.
oh yeah.
Yep. He's all washed out over that sand. Now you went under the boat.
Well, there was one up here.
There was one. I don't know, we're in Pasco still.
He couldn't pull the drag out.
Couldn't quite get enough.
Got him, he's getting nervous. So Jimmy, we're not really following any weed lines or any currents out here. Is it just the bottom that's, I guess it's the bottom that holds all the fish, huh?
Yeah, it's just the little ledges. The king mackerel are very structure oriented. Like dolphin are structure oriented more towards something floating, like a weed line or something to that effect. Kingfish, I think, are part bottom fish. They literally come, if there's a ledge or a wreck, that's where they have a tendency to hang out. Natural ledges are really, really good places to find king mackerel because they seem to hold a couple of different kinds of baits, and even though there's no floating debris over the top of it, the kings still like that bottom structure.
It's gotta be where the current comes up, does a little whip, confuses bait, and
Keeps a little bit of bait around, yeah, that kind of thing. Come on, get it
there
now.
you got it.
Come on, get it. No doubt he wanted it. Absolutely no doubt he wanted it.
Didn't take long for him to decide that time, did it?
Nope, not at all. Switch sides with you.
Put him in the water. Hopefully I don't catch me a balloon.
Yeah, he's trying to get around that netter's buoys.
So what do you think, kingfish?
Sure looked like one. Long and skinny and silver. He's wanting to switch sides again, isn't he? Let me come back over there and get him off of your line. There we go. He just spit up most likely. Woo, there he goes. Run number 2, huh?
Sprinting. Nice and easy. Yeah, I like these round handles because no matter where you grab it, you don't have to sit there and twist it.
You don't
and
have,
turn
yeah,
it
you don't have to
find it.
search for it. Exactly. Exactly. Another good one, Blair.
Still saying they're all good, some just better than the others, brother.
Smoker summer kingfish.
Ooh, there's something big right there. I don't know what that was.
Well, we got another line out there. He can come over and sniff on it if he wants to.
Right, hold him up and get you some good splashing. Don't sprint out yet. Come on up and give me a little wet.
Come on, easy, baby. We'll get that out of your face. Okay. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. Clear. The business end, the power end. Nice fish.
Cool beans. Get on out of here.
Gone.
Awesome, man.
Love it.
You gotta love it when a game plan comes together.
Love me some king mackerel fishing.
You know, guys, one of the coolest things that you can do on the Space Coast, other than come to one of the world's greatest fisheries and fish with Captain Jim Ross, is go to floridaspacecoast.com. You can find out when a rocket's going up. That happens to be a Delta right there sitting on the pad, what we're thinking. Delta heavy lift.
Looks like the heavy Delta, yeah.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough when I got out of the Air Force, I got to work on the space shuttle for about 5 years before I quit and became a fishing guide. But they're still neat to watch go up, any rocket at all. It's absolutely incredible to feel that rumble, you know, come through your bones as that rocket's taking off. But y'all ever get a chance to, make sure you come book a trip with Jim and ask him if there's a rocket going up. Or just go to floridaspacecoast.com, click the link, and you can find out when one's going up. Watch it from anywhere in Florida, really. I see them from 100 miles away in Plant City. But one cool thing to watch.
So if you had one go-to bait, what would it be, your confidence
The
bait?
one I'm using right now, and the one you're using right there. Yeah, gold spoon or electric chicken cow, those are, probably caught more fish on these two than anything else.
Yeah, I've just not been a user of the gold spoon. I look at gold spoons as jewelry.
It's the only place left I know where there's any oysters.
Well, and this is actually an area where we've been working with a couple of the universities around here and doing oyster renourishment by taking oysters from the different restaurants around, curing them. We cure them in a popka and then we load them up, pack them out and bring them in here and set them along the shorelines doing establishment of oyster mats and oyster beds. The lagoon is definitely a priority on CCA and many environmental groups. You know, as long as we can all work together and try and get things accomplished, I think we're going to do great things here. It may take some time, but I think we can turn this gorgeous place around, just like there's other bodies of water that really need some, you know, assistance, and we can turn those around as well. You know, my heart is at half-mast right now for this area, because I can remember coming here the times that you and I would fish these tournaments, and just this was nirvana. Gorgeous grass flats, beautiful clean water, and I look now and I say, gosh, we've got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, back before the tournaments, or should I say back when I was a kid, God, it was unbelievable up here. You could go to any bank anywhere around and catch a redfish.
Well,
and you'd have to fight the trout off just to catch a redfish.
Well, let's hope that today turns out that way for us.
You can only hope. There's a fish.
Nice fish. Oh, it's a redfish, yay!
It is a redfish. We can tag us a fish now.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep, yep.
Oh, look at him, he's all lit up.
Pretty fish.
Mr. Redfish on the Mogan spoon, brother. Or should I be saying sister?
Sister. Couple spots, that's nice.
Come here, little dude. We're gonna stick a little tag in you. Well, that water's still kind of chilly.
That's a nice thing. We want to see how, no, it goes to the 0 line. Right there's the 0 line. That's a 16.5-inch redfish. So what we're going to do is roll it over. You'll hold on to him for me. So what we're going to do is just pop a couple scales out here so I can get up underneath that scale. Goes in, turns it so it's hooked into him, and he is good to go. And you are welcome to release him in any way that you want. Isn't he gorgeous?
Check that little
Beautiful
dude out.
little dude.
Now, since this one's, I'm gonna let's let him go and talk about this
Yep.
thing a little bit.
Off he goes.
Get on out of
Awesome, thank you.
All right, so that one's 16.5 inches, and redfish in Florida are 18 to 27. So if somebody catches that fish, all I got to do is clip the tag, or what
And
do
that's
they do?
with any of the redfish that we have. But remember, a redfish in the wild grows about 1/2 inch a month. This is 101 days of fishing, so that fish, if someone catches him in a month and a half or 2 months, could definitely be within the slot.
Well, there's enough bait here for them, that's for
the
sure.
bait is everywhere. So we do like to try and always tag fish within the slot, but sometimes that's just not possible. We want to make sure we get fish tagged here in the lagoon, so we tag that fish. When you catch the fish, get a really great picture, just like we did. Put it on the official measuring device, lay it out, lay it 0 line, fish down here, take a picture of it, put the fish in your live well, make sure you got a great picture if you catch one that's tagged.
Yeah.
Once you've got a sufficient picture of it, clip the tag, don't pull the tag. As you saw, I put it into the
Oh
flesh.
yeah, it goes in. That's
So-
a big plastic piece that'll go into the meat. Not a huge plastic piece, but you don't want to yank it out unless you're going to keep the fish to take home and eat.
Right, and the fish has to be of legal slot size to keep it. We clip the tag, you call us, the phone number's on there, and then from there we go through a verification process, which is verifying that it's the tag, making sure that you were registered for the competition and a CCA member before you actually started to participate in STAR.
So don't wait until you catch the fish before you join CCA. Make sure you join CCA, then go fishing and go catch the fish. So.
Yes, sir.
So how many years has the STAR tournament been going on?
Well, this is our 4th year. We actually have Brevard County as our destination location on the East Coast, so this county has more tagged redfish than any other county on the East Coast.
Cool.
So if you're going to plan a summer vacation somewhere, you want to fish, come over here because there will be a total of 8 tagged redfish where every other county has only 4. We have some great new divisions. We have a tarpon division, we have a grouper division, non-tagged redfish, and the non-tagged redfish is sponsored by Atlas Jack Plates.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a fish.
Let me get out of your way.
Sorry, I wasn't gonna take a chance.
No, sir. And I'm gonna go back out that way.
Hang on.
Trying to get out of your way.
It's a redfish, or is it a big trout?
It's a big trout.
It is a nice trout.
Big old trout. Purdy trout.
Hey, it's got spots on it. Let me step right there where you're at. I always tell people, I say, you know, I always use a gold spoon when I'm red fishing, but if I want to catch both, I'll use the silver spoon, because the redfish will eat a silver spoon. But you guys here most of the time do not eat gold spoons. That's a pretty trout right there.
Beautiful trout.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful trout.
Thank you. And when I got many spots on the front of him, but loaded up in the back. Yes, sir. Ooh, there he goes. Good and alive. But wrong species. My
Darn
favorite
it.
species, but the wrong species.
We keep trying.
You know, after filming that show with Captain Lee's in the Mosquito Lagoon, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking to see what's going on there on the Space Coast these days. We didn't have any grass, hardly any fish showed up at all, and the brown algae was absolutely everywhere. You know, if you grew up there, you never really had to travel to go find fish, because we always had fish in Mosquito Lagoon, Banana River, and the Indian River. And after seeing that and everything that's been going on the past few years with our water quality, we decided it's definitely time to do something about it. So we called for a meeting in Orlando with the CCA of Florida to discuss a proposal that Dr. Todd Osborne of the Whitney Labs at University of Florida had written to reintroduce clams back in the Indian River Lagoon system. It's just the sort of solution that I had in mind after seeing all the clams come out in the 90s to reintroduce these guys back into the Indian River.
Reintroducing clams, and especially these clams that are adapted to this ecosystem in the way that it is now, should be a huge step in the right direction for improving our water quality. And that relates back to seagrasses and the health of the system itself. So if we can improve water quality by improving water clarity, that's what our filter feeders do so well at, then we can reestablish seagrasses. And those seagrasses then bring habitat and food sources to all of the other organisms, the higher organisms in the system, like fish and manatees and turtles and things.
We need his expertise with the clams and the ecosystem, and he needs our help funding this project. The first phase of this project calls for putting over 2 million clams back into the Indian River Lagoon system. If y'all go to the website addictivefishing.com, y'all can help too by donating. Any little bit is gonna help. We really need to get this project off the ground and bring back our world-class fishery that we always had on the Space Coast. Till next week, we'll see y'all soon.
I just got really big hands.
Check out more footage from this show by logging on to addictivefishing.com for outtakes and bloopers.
Perfect hook set.
There he is.
Oh! Oh!